Okay, so what if the real key to unlocking, I don't know, immense wealth, say a cool $3 million, wasn't actually found in all that end oil?
Right, or chasing opportunities or even, budgeting like crazy.
Exactly. What if your fortune is being written not by all that frantic effort, but, well, in the quiet hour, while the world's
Pretty well thought.
It is. Today, we're diving deep into a truly fascinating and honestly a really radical concept. It comes from the teachings of Neville Goddard, presented in a popular guided meditation, and it challenges pretty much everything conventional wisdom tells us about earning wealth.
It really turns things upside down.
Prepare for a bit of a paradigm shift, yeah.
Yes.
Because Goddard's path to abundance just flips traditional thinking on its head.
Absolutely.
Our source material for this deep dive, just so you know, comes from excerpts of a YouTube video titled Neville Goddard, Unlock $3 Million Abundance While You Sleep Guided Meditation, and it's from the Neville Goddard Shift channel.
A really interesting source.
Yeah. So our mission today is really to unpack this powerful idea that abundance isn't earned, it's assumed.
Assume.
We'll explore how, according to Goddard, the silence of the night can actually become your personal workshop for creation.
And how you can leverage it. How you can impress your desired reality onto the universe.
Get ready to maybe rethink everything you thought you knew about hard work, wealth, and, well, where true power actually lies.
Okay, let's get into it.
Okay, so let's unpack this audacious core premise. The claim that wealth just isn't about struggle or at all. Goddard says pretty unequivocally, abundance is not earned, but is. I mean, that's such a bold statement, isn't it?
It really is. And it immediately clashes for most people with everything we've ever been taught.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
What's so fascinating here is how directly it contradicts these really, really deeply ingrained societal beliefs.
Yeah, the hustle culture.
Exactly. Every message we get, from school, from culture, tells us wealth is the result of long toil, endless effort, years of saving and straining.
That's the narrative.
It is. And Goddard's concept challenges that fundamental understanding. It suggests maybe we've been looking in, entirely the wrong direction.
Focusing outward instead of inward.
Right. Focusing outwardly when the true source, he argues, is internal.
It's still such a profoundly counterintuitive idea, though, especially when the world just seems to celebrate the hustle. For a lot of people, it's got to be hard to reconcile abundance is assumed with the very real effort that they're putting in themselves.
Well, he'd definitely say that effort is often a misdirection, or at least the belief that the effort itself creates the wealth is the misdirection.
Okay.
The key takeaway here is Goddard's statement. Abundance is born not of labor, but of assumption. You aren't called to struggle after riches, but to awaken to the wealth that he says already lies within.
So it's less about striving and more about realizing.
Kind of. It's more than just positive thinking, though. It's like a fundamental redefinition of who you are. Goddard argues you're not striving to become some future version of yourself.
You're choosing it now.
You're inhabiting a pre-existent aspect of your infinite being. And that being part means you have to drop the story, the feeling of lack.
And step into the feeling of already having it.
Exactly. The feeling is key.
And the source material doesn't just talk about wealth vaguely, does it? It uses that specific figure, $3 million.
Right. It makes it tangible.
Yeah, and it's not presented as some distant hope or, a wish for someday.
No, the meditation urges you to feel that this $3 million is already here, now.
Right now. The emphasis is all on feeling that sacred satisfaction.
As though it were the most natural thing in the world. That's the phrase used.
So it's about a present felt reality, something happening in your imagination right now, not some future goal you're chasing down.
Exactly. And that immediate, palpable feeling of having it now, that brings us to what Goddard called the great lie of the senses.
Okay, the great lie. What's that about?
This lie is essentially our unquestioning belief in the absolute truth of what our physical senses tell us, our external circumstances.
Like looking at your bank balance.
Precisely. We open our eyes, we look at the bank account or the bills, and those numbers, those facts, dictate our internal reality, our feeling state.
So it's not that our senses are just wrong, but maybe they're looking backwards, showing us the results of old thoughts.
That's a great way to put it. Goddard would say they're showing us the shadows of past assumptions, not necessarily what can be true right now in this moment.
So they reflect the past, not the potential present.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He challenges us to see that what we perceive with our eyes and ears is often just that delayed reflection of past inner state, not the ultimate reality.
And that binds us to the past.
It does. It binds us to our past and present conditions, rather than opening us up to the desired future we want to experience experience now.
Yeah.
So his point is, it's not what a man does outward determines his fortune,
but what he assumes inwardly about himself.
Yes. Every bank account, every bit of property, every income stream is, in his view, but a shadow cast by the state you occupy in imagination.
The outer world is the effect, not the cause.
The inner state is the cause.
Okay. So if our inner state is really the determinant factor, then the obvious next question is when? When is that inner state most impressionable, most receptive?
Right. And this is where Goddard really zeroes in on something we all do, but often underestimate, the power of sleep.
Yeah. This raises that important question. Why sleep? The source explains that the night is not rest alone. It is the bridge between desire.
A bridge. I like that. Not just downtime, but a transition point.
It's not just about physical recuperation. It's framed as this incredibly potent state of receptivity.
And the mechanism he suggests for this is pretty specific, isn't it? And quite compelling.
It is. The unique power of sleep, according to Goddard, happens because the the part of us that's always questioned out.
The inner critic, the editor?
Yeah. That guy, he's stepped aside. He's off. Right.
And this leaves the subconscious mind, the part that Goddard says creates, accepts, and gives life, as now open, fertile, ready for impression.
Like an unguarded gate, a direct line to your inner creative power.
That's a perfect analogy. Think of your conscious mind like a security guard at a factory door during the day.
Okay.
It's constantly checking IDs, vetting information, deciding what gets in, what doesn't. But at night, that guard clocks out.
And the factory floor?
Your subconscious is wide open. So anything you plant there, consciously or crucially, unconscious, starts getting manufactured without that conscious interference, without the doubt.
Okay, wow.
So the source really highlights that you hold the key to shaping your destiny during sleep. And the critical thing is the last thought you carry into sleep.
Not just any thought, but the last one.
Yes. This isn't just a casual bedtime thought. It's presented as a deliberate, powerful choice you make, an instruction you give yourself.
And there's a pretty clear warning wrapped up in that power too, right? About what happens if you get it wrong.
Absolutely. If you take the memory of failure or you drift off, rehearsing lack, worry, or need.
Just replaying the bad stuff from the day.
You will, according to this teaching, manifest those very things in your waking world. It's like planting seeds. If you plant weeds of worry, you don't magically get flowers of abundance.
You reap what you sow subconsciously.
Exactly. The subconscious doesn't judge. It doesn't differentiate between what you desire and what you fear. It just accepts what it's given, what you feel most strongly, and reproduce.
But the flip side, powerful alternative,
is to dare to assume the state of wealth. Before you sleep, you're encouraged to actually feel it. Feel the weight of abundance in your hands. Maybe hear the words, "Congratulations, you've made it."
Immerse yourself in the...
Yes, if you can rest in that assurance, that feeling of it being done, then the infinite cannot help but rearrange itself to mirror your vision. It's a very active, conscious choice.
Yeah.
A deliberate impression you make right before slumber.
What's also fascinating here, and honestly pretty revolutionary, is Goddard's whole idea that creation is finished.
That's a big one.
Yeah. It's not about becoming someone new, like you're forging this new identity from scratch. He says every version of you already exists.
The poor man, the struggling man, the wealthy man, the man of millions.
Right. It is not about becoming. It is about selecting. That just fundamentally shifts the whole self-help paradigm, doesn't it?
It absolutely does. Goddard basically posits that all potential realities, all versions of you already coexist.
Like parallel universes, almost.
Sort of. Or maybe like having access to a vast library of pre-written life stories, or tuning into a radio station. All the stations are broadcasting all the time.
Your job isn't to build a new station.
No, just tune the dial. Find the frequency of the reality, the version of you that you want to experience.
Okay.
And to illustrate this, the source guides you to picture the man who already has $3 million. What's his state?
He's probably sleeping peacefully, feeling grateful, secure, satisfied.
Exactly. So the core instruction is adopt that very feeling tonight.
Right.
Because that is the state, the frequency of the one who has it, not the one who's still seeking it.
It's about matching the feeling, the resonance.
Precisely. Resonance.
So if our inner state is that powerful and sleep is this crucial time for imprinting it, what's the actual tool we use for this internal creation?
Well, Goddard points us directly to something we all possess, but maybe don't leverage quite like this.
Imagination.
Imagination. The source calls it the only true source, the eternal reservoir from which all riches flow.
Wow. Not just daydreaming.
Not at all. It's called the early currency that never loses its value. This isn't some, whimsical, fluffy faculty. Goddard repositions imagination from just fantasy to fundamental engine of creation itself.
The core of reality construction.
Yes.
And it describes imagination as a bank greater than all banks.
Mm-hmm.
This bank, of course, is your imagination. And things like money, numbers, gold, they're just symbols, shadows cast by
a reality first conceived and crucially felt within your imagination. So the outer stuff is just the reflection of that inner currency.
So how do you withdraw from this infinite bank?
You must feel your wish fulfilled. And that's the key phrase again. Feel.
Not just think about it.
No, not just think it or vaguely wish it. You have to feel it so deeply that it becomes the very atmosphere you breathe. It's an immersive emotional experience. Your whole being has to resonate with the feeling of already possessing what you desire. It's about making it utterly real to your inner senses first.
And the meditation tries to help with that, giving specific visualizations.
Right, like imagining the $3 million account, maybe seeing the statement or hearing a banker's congratulations.
Or touching the furniture in a new...
Feeling the ease and security that comes with that level of abundance. This inner reality, even though no one else can see it, has to become as real as the beating of your heart.
Making the internal sensory experience vivid enough with or even override external reality.
You could almost think of it like method acting for your desired self.
Method acting. I like that. You fully inhabit the role, right? To the point where your body, your emotion, they respond as if it's already true.
Exactly. Even if your rational mind is maybe screaming, this isn't real yet.
Okay. And what's really critical here, and maybe a relief for some, is that you don't need to figure out the mechanics. You don't need the how.
No, the how is not your job, according to Goddard. The assumption contains within itself the power and the method of fulfillment.
Like a seed knows how to become a tree.
Precisely. Just as a tiny seed knows exactly how to draw everything it needs to grow into a mighty oak, your deeply felt assumption inherently knows how to manifest in your physical world.
So you can let go of the strategizing, the worrying about the steps.
That's the idea. Trust the assumption itself.
That's a huge relief, especially for anyone who tends to overthink things. But, for the skeptics, or for those moments when we do get caught up in analyzing the how, what does Goddard say is the great mistake we often make with imagination?
The great mistake is basically treating imagination as just fantasy, as idle play.
Dismissing it. Oh, that's just my imagination.
Right. Thinking it's separate from real life.
Right.
But Goddard argues, when you dare to value your imagination above the evidence of sense, when you choose to believe your inner vision more than your current outer circumstances,
then the world
bends to serve. It's about prioritizing that inner felt reality over what your physical eyes and ears are reporting right.
And I'm guessing this isn't just a one-time thing, right? Can't just assume it once and forget it, especially if things look rough outside.
Oh, absolutely not. Persistence is crucial when doubts inevitably pop up.
Which they will.
You have to return to your inner vision. When appearances mock you, when the external world seems to totally contradict your inner assumption.
You stand firm.
You stand firm in the unseen reality. You're encouraged to constantly reinforce that inner state, maybe by quietly repeating to yourself, I am wealthy. I am already in possession of $3 million, but really focusing on the feeling behind the words.
Like tending a garden. You keep pulling the weeds of doubt.
Exactly. And keep watering the seeds of your desire with feeling.
This ties directly into what the source calls the law of reflect, doesn't it?
Yes. The idea that the outer world is forever the servant of the inner.
That what we see as facts out there
are not truth. They're only shadows of your past assumptions. It suggests our current reality is just a mirror, maybe a slightly delayed one, reflecting our prior inner states back at us.
That's a thought, and maybe a little unsettling. That my current situation is just the result of what I was assuming or feeling yesterday.
It is incredibly powerful. And Goddard often used biblical parallels to drive this home. Like, to him that hath, it shall be given.
How does he interpret that?
He sees it as reflecting the inner state of some. The one who feels wealthy, who lives in the consciousness of having, naturally attracts or allows more. They hath the feeling.
And the opposite, to him that hath not.
Even that which he hath shall be taken away. Not as a punishment, but because of an inner assumption of lack. If you constantly feel lack, you have not the consciousness of abundance, so your experience continues to reflect that lack.
It's like an impersonal feedback loop. Inner state creates outer experience.
That's his view. It's not about moral judgment, just this continuous mirroring between your inner state, your dominant assumption, and your outer world.
This also shines a light on why maybe some traditional approaches, even things like prayer, sometimes don't seem to work the way people hope.
Exactly. He points out that many people pray for what they want, right? Asking for millions.
But then they deny it in their feeling state.
They fall asleep, rehearsing bills and debts. So they ask for abundance with their words, but they feel lack deep down, especially in that receptive state before sleep.
And Goddard says the universe or the subconscious responds to the feeling, not...
Precise. The outer world mirrors back, our secret assumption, not our desperate word. It's a really crucial distinction. Asking for something implies you don't have it.
Whereas assuming you already have it shifts your entire state of being.
It shifts the feeling, which is the creative power. That's why the Source emphasizes basically don't pay attention to the outer senses if they contradict your assumption.
Do not heed them.
Right. Your task is not to fight the world. Your task is to fight only with the consciousness within.
It's an internal a battle for your state of being.
A constant vigil over your imaginative life, especially in those crucial moments like drifting off to sleep.
Okay, wow. So let's just quickly bring this all back together. A recap of these, frankly, revolutionary ideas we've touched on.
Good idea.
First, this core idea. Wealth isn't something you earn through sheer struggle, but something you assume through an inner state of already having.
Right. Assumption is the key. Second, sleep isn't just passive rest. It's an active, unguarded bridge for creation. A workshop where your subconscious is wide open, ready for instructions, ready for impressions.
And third, imagination. It's not idle fantasy. It's the infinite, ever-present bank. The actual source of all riches, the only currency that really matters.
So what this all boils down to for you, the listener, is that you don't necessarily need to become a millionaire through years of effort or struggle longer to achieve that $3 million or whatever form of abundance you desire.
Because
the millionaire you seek already exists within you. That version of you is already there.
It's not some future possibility you have to grind.
No, it's presented as a present reality right now, just waiting for your recognition, waiting for your assumption. It's about selecting that version of yourself, the one who already possesses it, and feeling that state now.
Okay. So, if our inner world truly does command the outer, and every single night offers us the sacred fertile ground for planting our...
Then the big question becomes,
what version of yourself will you choose to inhabit? And what profound reality, what assumption will you carry across that bridge to me?
The final word from the Source is pretty direct. Do not wait, do not question, do not reason it all out. Step into the state of having, the feeling of the wish fulfilled, and watch as the unseen becomes seen, the imagined becomes real. Claim it now.